All right. How's everybody doing? How you doing? Another tough guy thing, right? I got a friend. He's a diabetic, and he was wearing his ID. It's got his information on here. This metal clip here. It was on this. He already owns a couple of my watch cuffs that I make, so he wanted something for this. You know, not for everybody. Pretty cool. It's held on with snaps, so it makes it real easy. It's lined in calf skin. It is saddle stitched all the way around. This is that Indonesian water buffalo. You can't really see scratches on it or anything. And it's all hand saddle stitched all the way around. And I added some stitching here to hold the strap that holds the plate in place. So, yeah, not for everybody, but it's what he wanted. And I think it's a really cool way to have your medical ID. You know, if you like that kind of tough guy look thing. He's such a nice guy too. Oh, and this thing that I made for the chisel, which is pretty cool. It's got this retaining leather strap on here. So it's just a brass grommet that this leather strap I cut just fits through. Real nice. This is the sort of thing where if you have a tool tote like I do, I used to take a piece of cardboard with duct tape and wrap that around the chisel. But, you know, you lose it. Now this won't come off. And I can put this in with my tools and I'm not going to damage the nice hone that I've put on this. So this is a midweek wrap-up for you guys, or up-to-date update, midweek update, I guess you'd call it. I haven't made a more than a short. Shorts on YouTube are vertical, and they're less than a minute, or up to a minute. For those of you that don't know, you'll hear people say it. Now you know. They automatically, if you've got over 1,000 subscribers and you upload a short, YouTube automatically monetizes it and all that good stuff. So if you're watching my shorts, thank you. I've been doing more comedy lately with the jokes. You guys see that. Last Sunday night's chat, I was doing that quite a bit, telling some stories and some premises. Somebody mentioned that, you know, I need to write that down and go do it so nobody can claim my material. Well, if I put it out here on video, there it is. So if you guys see a comic doing something on stage someplace and you've heard it from me first, well, all you got to do is go, hey, I know the guy that said that. And we can prove it because here's the date that that was published. So I'm not too concerned. This kind of goes in line with what I've heard for years from people with my furniture or anything else that I make. I make a lot of, you know, I don't like walking around like I'm an artist, you know, but I am. I'm an artisan. And I apply this mindset to anything I make. And people have been coming to me for decades to help them solve problems in creative ways. And it's not just the woodworking and the furniture. It's a lot of stuff, including what I do with the leather. Like even this. If you guys don't know about this one, this is pretty cool. This is a watch band I made for my Seiko, the reissue, the turtle reissue, the green dial. And so this band, the green leather here, was from an Italian purse I bought at a swap meet. And it is lined with bison hide. And I made it wide because the lugs on this watch are only 20 millimeter. And to me, a 20 millimeter band looks kind of thin on this 44 millimeter case. So I made it wider. I hope this is all focusing for you guys. Anyhow, this is the sort of thing I like to do. I have an idea in my head, and a lot of the time, I'm just trying to find a solution for myself, for something I'm into in my personal life. And then when I put it out there, or even before I had social media, I'd be out amongst friends, and people go, dude, that's awesome. Can you make me one? And that's how I've been surviving my whole life. For those of you who don't know, I got pretty beat up in the service. I wasn't in very long. But in that short amount of time, I got beat up and a lot of other things happened. Some of you know, going through it right now. I'll touch on that in a moment too. And so I can't stand for long periods of time and all that. And you'll see me over the years doing hiking and whatnot, but I go pretty slow and I'm careful. And but it's one of those things. It's not like you could work on a job and tell your boss, I got to sit down every couple minutes. You know what I mean? At any rate, I've been very creative about how to survive, how I've been surviving in this life that I'm currently having. All right. So, and this is what I do. I make cool stuff. Um, let's jump back to Sunday night chat this week. The video cut off at the end there. Apologies. People are like, "Where's part two? You got to finish the story." I know the reason why it cut off. I'm 99.9% sure is because I forgot to empty the trash folder on the phone before I made the video. And there was probably 70 videos, video clips, whatever, images in there that I forgot to delete. So there could have been an hour or 2 hours or more of space taken up in the phone, and that's got to be why the camera stopped rolling at that point in time. Do you want to hear that? You want to hear the rest of it? It's for those of you who aren't prepared for this. Lately, here on the channel, I've been dabbling in touching upon real stories that I've lived through, and I've been more apt to start sharing some of my experiences in life with my, you know, you would call it the Lothario Chronicles, I guess we could call it, you know. I came up with that term a year or more ago while I was out in Arizona, and I said it on video. I remember thinking it at that time, like, I guess I could start telling these stories. I never wanted to tell them, because I've never really been a kiss and tell guy. You know, a gentleman doesn't go out there and reveal all the details of what he's doing with any particular woman. I think you should kind of keep that to yourself, personally. But for the sake of comedy, you got to put it out there, man. And look, I'm not using real names, at least names of people that I'm still in contact with or who are still alive or people I'm, going to run into. I try to avoid that. I'm a little nervous about it because when I go home, I'm going to be running into friends, and some of them may have seen some of this stuff, and I don't know what that could do. But then again, my friends have a good sense of humor. Case in point, and I've warned you about this. I have warned you about this before. If you're talking to me on the phone and you put me on speakerphone, you better tell me, A, we're on speakerphone, B, there's other people within earshot of what I'm saying. Because I got a call from a woman friend of mine several days ago, and we're talking, and she's a lot like me, like mindset-wise and all that. Independent, never got married, raised a son who's now a young adult, and he's a great guy, and I've talked to him over the years. I like to think maybe I've even helped to mentor him, even on a very small level. He's a really good human being. She did a great job raising him. Well, we were talking the other day. She's got me on speaker. What I don't know, she's in the car driving him someplace. So she never mentions that. And we're getting along so well. Just kind of humorously. I mean, there's truth in jest. So I meant what I said. I just said, man, we get along so well and everything else. Why haven't we? We should just get naked and fuck. And she's like, Mike, her son's name, he's sitting right next to me. I'm like, sorry. I mean, you know who you're talking to, man. How many times have I warned you about this? She sent me a text later that day laughing. She's like, I'm so glad you actually said that for him to hear it, because it was a big laugh for us. And then I guess they talked about all that and everything else. I did hear him say in the background, I think he called me stepdad or something. It was funny. This is my life. It's funny stuff. Some of you are too uptight to think that's funny. If that's you, go away now, because I'm going to finish the story that stopped on the Sunday night chat. Are you ready? Are you ready? So the story was, and I should have ended it, if I would have just ended it with the point I was trying to make. It was a premise for a story that's a true story of whether or not I would have sex. I'm trying to keep it relatively PG here on the YouTube. If I had a mic in my hand, I was in a bunch of if I was in front of a bunch of drunk people and I'm just trying to make them laugh, I'm going to be way more outrageous, and the words I choose are going to be far more raunchy. So just so you know. At any rate, would I have sex with a woman who shit herself? And the answer is yes. And then I told these stories why. And at one point, I ended up on a beach on the island of Paros in the Mediterranean Sea with this beautiful Italian girl, and I still to this day don't know if she crapped herself or if she just rolled over in somebody else's poop. That was what we went with at the time, and we just went in the water, washed off, and had some great sex. And that should have been kind of the end, but then I went on for the rest of this, which is just the truth, and I wasn't trying to be funny about it, but it is kind of weird and funny. At that time in the 90s in Greece, wherever I went, I did not find... My cousins speak English. There's Greek people that speak English. They learn English over there. But the people that you deal with in stores, cab drivers, stuff like that, a lot of them don't speak English, which is, they don't really need to. It's their country. So yeah, I don't go to Greece waving an American flag around talking about how bad the Greek government is or anything. You know why? I'd be put in prison. I'd rot in jail for the rest of my life. But that's another story, another point that we don't need to get into right now. Let's keep it lofty. So I was carrying around a notebook, and I was writing little poems and notes to myself. And the other thing it came in handy for was I'm trying to communicate with somebody. Now, I will say it's amazing, and I said this in the video in the Sunday night chat, it's amazing how easy it is for me anyhow. You're not me. But it's easy for me to be in a foreign land where I don't speak the language. I know this because I've traveled to a lot of foreign countries totally by myself. And you can get your point across just through hand gestures and pointing and, you can get the point across. And actually, there's a guy in my father's village it's called Anthusa in Greece. And he was a pretty old guy, and he remembered my dad, or at least he knew the stories of my dad. My dad was kind of a superhero from this little town there. And there was a guy, he was deaf and dumb, and he was the sheep herder for the town. So here's a guy. Can't hear, can't speak. Great sense of humor. And I'm telling you, I was having in-depth conversations with him without the ability to speak, where we completely understood one another. There were moments of connection and understanding and moments of jokes and laughter. Man, I'm so glad I brought this up because it really touches my heart. I remember that, and this is my point. So you can get things across to other human beings. We're not that different. Having said that, I had the notebook. I was in Thessaloniki at one point. I was going to meet this woman. I told this story before. I'll tell this story too. I'll add this story in here. At some point I should just do a video, stories from Greece or something. Anyway, I had to meet this woman at this tower. It's a famous tower. It's a known landmark. The Turks might have built it. I'm not sure. At the harbor down there in Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki is the second largest city in Greece. And it's just a round kind of tower. It's not super tall. And it has a parapet wall going around the circumference up at the top there. And so I got in the cab with the cabbie, and he doesn't speak English, so I just sketched it. No problem. Took me right there. So here I am. I'm on Paros. I am having sex multiple times a day with this beautiful Italian woman. And the first time we went at it was the poop story, right? So now it is several days later, and, I'm getting raw kind of on the sides of myself, right? And this is a problem. And I said this in the video. TMI warning. I should have did that before we started talking. Sorry, I did warn you to get off if you're too sensitive. If you're still here, you friggin' asked for it. So I didn't know what to do about it because everything was, we were just hitting it off. We were kind of getting along, let's say. And so what I did was I was trying to explain to her, you got to get rid of the hair just between your legs. Like you leave the top, you want to look like a grown woman. This is the thing that aggravates me. And I've said this before, and it's actually pissed women off. I've lost subscribers. I had one woman start an argument with me because I did a video on this several years ago, and I no longer talk to her about this. And because for you, it's for you. It's easy. You just cut it off. It's gone. You don't have to worry about it. But as If you're going to be dating somebody or something, you want to do something for the other person a little bit. What's the big deal? And it's just neater and classy to have some hair there. It could be a landing strip, a little triangle or something. Just class it up a little bit. Shape it into an arrow or a question mark, or maybe do a portrait of Donald Trump. That would be kind of interesting. Who's your president? Who's your president? Whatever. I'm just saying, let me know you're of age, is all I'm saying. Because no hair at all is childlike looking, and it creeps me out. And it just looks dead. It just looks dead and gross to me personally. That's just my personal opinion. And if you're shaving that all the time, you get the razor stuff and the bumps, and it's not attractive. I don't know who thought that was attractive, but for a lot of women, they just do it because they're late. You're lazy. You're lazy, ladies. Stop being lazy. It just takes a couple extra minutes. Let the thing grow out a little bit. It comes in handy for things. You can pick it up. You can grab it and tug on it a little bit while you're doing things. Helps you get things out of the way. You can kind of rub something on there. There's a whole bunch of things that it comes in handy for. All right? But between your legs, on the side of the honey pot there, you got to get rid of that. Right? So I'm trying to explain this to this Italian woman who speaks to me in broken English. We're getting along. We don't have to talk too much. You know what I'm saying? There's not a whole lot of talking going on. Spent a lot of time together. Probably less talking with her over the course of a week than what you're finding with me right now in this video. Let's just put it that way. So, in order to get this point, I have to sketch it for her. So here I am, I'm sketching a woman's body with the legs open, with the hair, and I'm like, having to go through this whole thing about how to shave this, and she did it just in the nick of time because things were getting a little rough down there, and solved all of our problems, and it was all good. So that's that story. There's other stuff I could get into. Okay, let me tell you about the lady, or the tower, just because we're here. I've already crossed the line. Might as well go there. I'll try to remember it the best I can. I haven't thought about it. So the funny thing about making these videos, is you get it off your chest, and then you can get it out of your mind. You don't think about it anymore. So there might be something I've thought about for a long time. I have all the details in my mind. I finally share it. Now it's gone. I don't have to think about it anymore. Kind of weird. Having said that, this was the 90s. Now, I don't remember what the forum was. I think it was a forum. But somehow, I was looking like it might have been a dating site or something. But however it was the internet. Early days of the internet. My big PC desktop thing there. And I was chatting with this woman in Greece. Never got a picture of her. Her description of herself was, 5'4", blonde hair, blue eyes. She made herself sound very attractive. She seemed very nice. She seemed to have a good sense of humor. I learned that because I put myself out there the way I am, and if you can take it, I know you're cool. Because not everybody's cool with me. We've been here before. We've discussed this. You know already. Some of you are finding this out right now for the first time. So, okay. I'm supposed to meet her at this tower. I get in the cab. I sketch it out. He takes me there. I'm standing there. I'm waiting for a while. And here comes this woman, this short little blonde chick. And I'm thinking like, oh, this could be her. And as she gets closer, I'm like, oh, I kind of hope it's not her. Because, unfortunately, this was not an attractive woman. And she walks by me, right? Your POV is what I'm seeing. Now I'll get down here. So as she walks by, she's not looking at me. She walks by like this, and I kind of see her like kind of out of the corner of her eye. I kind of glance slightly, and then keep walking. And I was like, whew, dodged a bullet on that one. And it took quite a while for her to come back around. And I didn't mind because it was great people watching down here at this harbor. People walking around, and I'm from the Jersey Shore. I worked on the boardwalk every summer as a kid, and it's just kind of fun to watch people enjoying life, walking around, and just people watch. I do this weird thing too. I pick up on energy from people. It's interesting. I don't want to go out too far on the limb here and make you think I'm some kind of psycho, but anyhow, I'm there for quite some time. It could be a half hour or more. And sure enough, this same broad comes back over. And she's like, "Are you Mike?" I'm like, "Yeah." I don't remember her name. But let me just describe her for you. Portly, snaggletooth. I'm talking like teeth going. She could eat corn on the cob through a knothole in a fence board. Okay? Lazy eye. The one eye that's looking the other way, like Jack Elam. It could have been Jack Elam's friggin' grandchild. Hair was a little straw-like. You know, it was a mess. And she had this habit. And it's going to be very hard for me to do this for you because I know I'm going to run out of saliva. So I'm going to drink a little water here. Because as she spoke, it seemed like multiple times every sentence she'd do blah 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 blah. You know, it was like as she spoke, saliva would build up in her mouth, and she'd go like you got. I'm always clearing my my chest in the videos. It's even annoying for me. This was a completely different animal here. Oh, I didn't mean to say animal, but it's apropos for who I'm talking about. Now, she was nice. You can't have all the issues she's got and also be not a nice person because you're not gonna, the life for you is not gonna go well. So she was a sweetheart, and I'm a man of my word. So we go out to dinner, and I love dinner in Greece, man. And we walked around for a while. It was getting late. We do the dinner thing, and a lot of people don't go to dinner in Greece till 11 o'clock at night. It's pretty wild. And you go to these restaurants that are like kind of like there's a bunch of it could be an alley or a street with all these restaurants. Everybody's eating outside, and where I was, right in the street, they blocked the whole street off with tables. So it was just long tables, and everybody goes out there, and they bring all the food out in these dishes. And they don't bring you your food on a dish. They just put all the different stuff that you ordered, a lot of seafood. I love octopus. And they put that in the center, and everybody picks off those plates. It's kind of communal. It's nice. It feels normal. You know, it just feels like the way humans are supposed to do it. At any rate, we have a pretty nice time. I make her laugh. She's not unaware. Mirrors exist. She's got to know because she's probably cracked about 1,000 of them by now. You know what I'm saying? So mirrors exist. She knows what she looks like and everything else. And I'm just being a nice guy. I'm just being nice to her. I kind of felt sorry for her. And it was cool. I wasn't thinking anything of it. And that was all I'm thinking. But we're also drinking. And in Greece, at that time, it's the Amstel beer and Retsina. Retsina is a Greek white wine that is fermented in pine barrels. So it tastes like pine. It's like you're drinking Pine Sol. It's a little better than Pine Sol. Not that I know. I've never actually drank Pine Sol, but if I was imagining it, this is what I'm thinking of. The first sip of Retsina, and I've always had it served like ice cold. I don't think you could stomach it if it was room temperature. All right, that's all I'm saying. And after the first sip, you're like, whoa. And yeah, but it's in front of you. You have a little more. By the time you're done, even before you're done with the first glass, you like it. And not only do you like it, you end up drinking a couple bottles of it. It's pretty easy. It goes down like Rolling Rock. You know what I'm saying? Well, it does hit you. Now you know where this is going. So here it is. It's late at night. We're both hammered. She's got her own car. And I'm like, yeah, I need a ride home. Well, she doesn't take me home. She takes me to her place. I can't even do it. I've just dried my own mouth out. I am not exaggerating, man. I'm not doing this for the sake of a laugh. I'm telling you, this was a crazy thing. I just think I just blew snot out of my nose. You guys can go back and review that. My jaw just snapped. The Lord is punishing me for making fun of somebody. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just telling the truth. At any rate, she doesn't take me home. She takes me to her place. And she's like, oh, I drank too much. I can't drive anymore. Slick. This is how these women. It's like a trap. So, I mean, I don't blame her. There's not women like this or guys like anybody. Like, this is the trap. It's a friggin' trap that they set for you. You know, get you drunk, laugh at everything, take you someplace. I don't know where I am. I don't know Thessaloniki. So I've never, at this point in time, I'm not sure if I might have been there once before at that time, but I don't know the town. Wasn't raised there. Shit. When I go home now, I don't know where the hell I am. I've been gone for so long. I don't know where the hell I am in Los Angeles anymore because every 6 months, streets look different because they tear buildings down, the old school landmarks, and they build all this new modern stuff. I have no idea where the hell I am half the time. Anyhow, we're up in her apartment. Some more drinks are happening, but I'm not that loaded. All right, but it's getting to the time where it's like we got to go to bed, and so she's like, so why don't you come in the bed with me? I'm like, no, it's cool. Sofa's fine. Sofa's absolutely fine. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Sofa's fine. And so I'm on the sofa. She turns the light out. The hall light's on. She goes in her room. She's in her room for about less than 10 minutes. She comes out. She's wearing. I mean, she's really trying. God bless her. Bless her heart. She's wearing a negligee, but not one that has like a skirt thing to it. You know what I mean? It's like this one piece thing. Like a one-piece bathing suit thing, but it's a nightie that's fishnet, green fishnet with, I guess, some floral pattern where you can see everything through it. And by the way, they clearly didn't have her size because, like, skin is popping through the little fishnet parts. It's like a sausage, you know what I mean? Like a sausage in a tight fishnet skin. She's like, are you sure you don't want to come in the bed? I'm like, no, I'm absolutely sure. That's the story. Nothing else happened. Next morning, she got up. The evidence of the alcohol from the night before was evident. We were both hungover, and she was a very nice person. I was very nice to her, and she did give me a ride home. And her ploys did not work. I escaped. Unscathed. But I'll never forget this woman. I'll never forget it, man. So now you know that story. I guess that's about it. Hope you enjoyed that. I will, my niece's birthday is this weekend. Don't tell her. It's a secret. I don't think she watches the channel. I think we're safe here. She's going to be 10 years old on Sunday. So I'm going to, I think I'm driving there. The reason I say I think is because, we're not done yet. It's going to be a long video. VA stuff. Good news. Got good news for you. The guy that I have working for me on this submitted everything. He basically refiled all the claims, right? Because a couple of these things were denied, and they shouldn't have been. Everything's legit. There's a clear record of things, my injuries, medical, while I was in the Corps. It's all there. The PTSD stuff. Everything is, it's all genuine. It's real. I'm not making anything up. So it should have went through. Anyhow, he found more stuff on the medical. He wrote that up, and he submitted all the stuff. I got a letter from the VA, and I had a doctor's appointment on Monday morning, which I think probably went well. I talked to the doc. The first time I went in for my ankles, that guy happened to be Mike Tyson's brother. I walked in. He has the computer open. He looks right up at me as I walk in, and he goes, they railroaded you. I could see it. I'm reading it right here. I can see what they did to you. So we were already on the right page, and he goes, and we talked about what happened in boot camp, where my whole left side went out on me and all this, ankle and everything else. That was the march to ICT, Individual Combat Training. At any rate, we talked about that and the other injuries, and he's like, yep, right there, it's right there, it's right there. You got nothing to worry about. I'll write this up for you. Good. But after that, we just spent the whole time bullshitting. He never inspected my ankles, feet, or anything. And then that was denied. And my guy thinks that was his fault, the doctor's fault. I think it's the VA's fault. I think somebody said, no, we can't say that's definitely service related. It's been too long, whatever. But the point is, that's what happened. Now, my guy found a bunch of new stuff. So when I went in on Monday, it was for, here's the crazy thing, foot pain and ankle pain is two different things. So he wrote it up, left foot pain, right big toe. when I was in infantry school, something fell down and busted the top of my foot, right? Busted my toe, and I went to the infirmary. And, in the Marine Corps, in infantry school, they just taped it to the toe next to it. And then that afternoon, I was climbing a friggin' mountain, but I had a busted toe. So that created a bunch of problems. So, which I've been dealing with ever since. And you guys know some of it. That's the reason I went to the barefoot shoes, right? Barefoot boots and everything else. And that first metatarsal over the last 3 years has shrank drastically. I've really worked on it, but you can still see it. You can see there's lack of movement. It's still very painful, all that stuff. So anyhow, I went in there for that, went good. I got 2 good jokes out of it. I did shorts on them the other day. You should watch those. One is the worst job ever, and then the other one is no way to prove erectile dysfunction. Unfortunately, I posted one after the other, so one has a lot of views, the other one doesn't. So now I've learned my lesson. I have to do one video, wait till the next day, and then post the next short. Otherwise, it gets lost in the shuffle and just doesn't pop up, I guess. Anyhow, this is all good. It went well. I talked to that doc. He actually did. I wore flip-flops, so my feet were right there. He actually did inspect my feet. He could see everything that's going on. I think we're going to be golden with that. Here's the thing. I called my guy after that. We had a great conversation. VA sent me another thing in the mail before I did that appointment for the right foot, which is interesting because that doctor recommended that I do another claim for the right foot as a whole, separate from the big toe. This is how crazy the VA is. He told me, I can't tell you anything. I can't evaluate your left ankle, even though there's a scar on it because I had to have a ligament reconstruction after all that damage that occurred then. He says you got to go back in for the ankle, for the left ankle. Right now, I can only talk to you about your foot. Crazy. It's crazy. Then he said you should also do another claim for the right foot as a whole, separate from the big toe, because it's a separate thing. He says they're very particular about language. Well, they had already sent me a thing for the right foot, so my guys put another thing for the right foot. What am I talking about here? What's going on? What this means is it's good. VAs have me come in to be reevaluated for all these things. I'll probably have to have another meeting for the PTSD stuff. I'll probably have to have another meeting for the ankle stuff, which is good. This is good. But what it does mean, it pushes back all of this stuff getting done. So even though I really want to do this epic road trip this summer, there's a good chance now that might not happen. Because financially I might not be able to pull it off, but also I may have to be here, right, for these appointments. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but I know you've been curious, so I just wanted to let you know that that's what the story with that. And then, yeah, as I was saying, so I'm going to try to get there. Oh, when I got out of the doctor's office, I start the van, engine light comes on. And this thing's been running like a top, no problems, knock wood. It's been great. All right, you guys know when I got it. It was years of replacing everything. This is a new van. The only thing not replaced is the engine. And this engine, I did do a compression test on it. I did use a Harbor Freight compression tester, so probably not the most accurate thing. But what it did show was all my cylinders are within like 1 degree of each other. So that means that your engine is at least healthy. So I don't have any problems with that. I religiously change the oil, check it, and everything else, and I'm good to it. I do beat on it. You should drive your car 80 miles an hour or more for extended periods of time because it burns all the carbon out of the engine. If you're babying your engine, in my opinion, you're going to have more problems down the road. Run that bitch, all right? Run it. Anyhow, it was a P0442 code, which is a like light evap leak, and evap leak has to do with your fuel. So you got a gas tank, it's pressurized, and so if you have some leak somewhere in the system, it could be there's this valve that goes to the charcoal canister, it could be a hose that's been rubbing or something, it could be the sensor on the fuel pump. So I looked into all of this, and I have a Delphi fuel pump for it. And I went over to my mechanic the other day because I don't have the time for this to troubleshoot it. I'll be leaving here in a day or two, dropping my tank and everything else by myself. I could do it, but I'd have to drive it for a while to get rid of some of that gas. I'd have to empty the gas into something else. For me to do it, it's not hard to do. It's basic shit. I just don't want to have to do it myself, and it might not be that. And a company offered me a smoke tester, and I said no to it, and now I could use it to help troubleshoot this. At any rate, I'm talking to Irvin, and he says, well, let's start with your gas cap. He says, like 80% of the time, bro, when that code pops up, it's the gas cap. And funny thing is, as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, well, shit. For years, when I fill it to the brim when I do a road trip, and when I do that, if I park it soon afterwards, I smell gas. So it's, probably coming, from that gas. I could smell it outside, right? If the window's down, I could smell it. So, and when I've turned it, it clicks a lot, and it just, here's the thing. We look at it, and he goes, dude, look at the seal on that. Go get a new gas cap. I go get a new gas cap. I put night and day difference with the gas cap. Cleared the code. So now I'm driving it here for the next couple days to see if the code comes back on. If the code does not come back, we'll say it was the gas cap. I am bringing the fuel pump with me, right? Just in case I get stranded somewhere and I got to be on the side of the road dropping my tank. I might bring a couple gas cans in case I have to fill them from there. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm going to be prepared for this trip. But that's what's happening. So hopefully the code won't come back. Hopefully I won't have any problems. I want to see my niece, surprise her. She's been doing jujitsu. My sister, her mother, is very happy. Everything seems like it's going well. And yeah, and then I want to shoot up to Safford, see my buddy George. So George Kunos, if you guys are motorcycle people, Harley guys, choppers, into choppers, look up Spartan Frameworks. That's George. This is a guy I served with at Seal Beach. And boy, howdy, did we both get into a crap ton of trouble. And we both hit NCOs. It worked out way worse for him than it did for me. I'm a little bit quick-witted, I was able to get myself out of too much trouble. But yeah, we were a little crazy. What are you going to do? Crazy Greek dudes, You can't train us as infantrymen and all the stuff you tell us to do and then give us a barracks duty. Because, yeah, we're going to get... bad things are going to happen to other people. That's just how it worked out, 19-year-old kid, that's crazy. That's how it goes, man. At any rate, George, Spartan Frameworks, he has a new house, and he has a new shop, and it's not fully finished out yet, but he is now doing work. He just finished the first frame that he's done in quite some time. He makes incredible front ends. He does like these leaf spring, you could do them raked out, whatever you want. Front ends for your Harley. His stuff's been in a lot of the motorcycle magazines. He's a brother from another mother. He's the one size bigger than me. All right, he's like 6 foot or 6'1" or something. And I told him on the phone the other day, I'm going to come into town. We're going to go out and have beer, but do not put your hands on me this time. And I know that's a waste of time because that's what's going to happen because that's what he does. And I end up cracking him one, and it freaks everybody out where we're at. I mean, the last time I did a whole video on it. Maybe I'll try to remember to link it at the end of this video. So, when old Marines get together, he was just punching me, and I'm like a good-natured guy, and I love him. And I'm like, hey, man. And I couldn't take it anymore, and I kind of sensed it coming at one point. So I just blocked it. Well, what happened was he's hit me, and I was getting pissed off, and I didn't realize he was going to drink his beer, but I just figured I'll surprise him with one, and I turned, and I hit him like this, and I jammed his arm with the beer mug right into his face. So the beer glass hits him in the face, and beer's all over him. And I'm like, and I laughed at him. And I'm like, well, that's what you get. And he started laughing. He's like, I deserve that. And everybody at the table's like, oh, because nobody screws with George. He's a big dude, big guy, beard, tatted up, and he's kind of known for just knocking people out. This is what he does. So he's a sweetheart. He really is a sweetheart. But now I know it's going to come again. I know it's coming again. So I see it in my peripheral vision. I'm waiting for it. I'm pretending I'm having a good time. And as it comes, I block it. I block the punch. I spin in the chair and bam! I punch him right in the chest. I checked it a little bit, but I punch him in the chest and then I grab him and I pull him in close. And I'm talking in his ear. I'm like, listen to me, motherfucker. I will take you to the ground right now. We'll wrestle this out. We're both going to have a good time and laugh about it. But we're going to get thrown out, and we're going to freak everybody else out, so chill the F out. And he's like, okay, you're right. And that was it. And I'll tell you what, after that, He just apologized to me all night. We got back to the house. He apologized to me before he passed out. All of it. He's a good guy. He's just, we're still kids, you know? We're still kids, and we have that in us. And it's fun. I got to be honest with you, I miss it. It was one of the things I liked about hanging out with the motorcycle guys, right? You'd be at the clubhouse, and some guy would just push you, and you got to push back. And you could crack somebody, you know, maybe break somebody's ribs or dislocate somebody's shoulder or something. I'm just saying, those things happen. I'm the wrong guy, is all I'm saying. I don't like playing grab ass, okay? But if you push me to that point and then you get hurt because of it, but it's within that world of men being men, it's okay. Because nobody's suing anybody, nobody's calling the police. You know you asked for it, you know you deserved it, and you got what you asked for. F around and find out, right? This is a lesson that we all grew up with. We all grew up with this when I was a kid, okay? But you also learned when I was a kid, and this was reiterated in boot camp, is sticks and stones may break my bones, but words shall never harm me. We used to say that to one another because that's what our parents, we come home, oh, so-and-so picked on me. My mother would be like, sticks and stones doesn't hurt you. What's the big deal? You make a point. So we would say that. I'm rubber, I want this on a t-shirt. All I want to say is, I'm rubber, you're glue. Somebody wants to send me that t-shirt, 100% cotton, no side seams, size large, black, red or white letters. I don't care. I'm rubber, you're glue. I just want to wear that one around. Whatever you say to me bounces back and sticks to you. Right? We used to say that to one another when we were kids. Today, emotions trump logic. If you get triggered and you get emotional, that's not your fault now. It's the guy who triggered you. F that. That's freaking stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in the world. You should toughen the hell up. All right? And that's where we're at right now. We're starting to toughen people back up, and that's what we need to be. And that's why I love hanging out with George. And I love hanging out with all my bros who, if we get pushed too far and we got to crack each other, that's how it is. That's how it's always been. That's men being men. That's men who still produce testosterone. All right? Testosterone is not the enemy. It's the lifeblood. It's like the fountain of youth, and you need it. Okay? And women, you need it. It's not necessarily that you actually do need a little bit in you. So find a guy who has a lot of testosterone and start having sex with him. That might help you straighten your ass out, get you to think a little bit clearer. I'll leave you with that. Have a good day. Be good. Be as good as you can be. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll catch you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this.